Hello. Anybody out there? Oh, shit. Sometimes you gotta do what you just gotta do. Just gotta do what you gotta do. Hello, Cinnabon. Hello, JPs. How's things going? What's up? Anything special going on this evening? Zachary, yep, it's still Monday. Well, JPs, get your ass to bed. How's that? I'll tell you. Go to bed. This damn new shot crap that they've been giving me for the diabetics has kind of worked against me like the metformin used to do. So, yeah, it's not a good day. No, Jeffrey, I don't have any new Gucci products to show off. I haven't been looting or anything else. Happy day to you, happy dinosaur. Kapla bird. Yep. JP's, why are you sick? Did you pull a Wesley? Did you drink too much? There's a bird. There's JP's.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah. Hello, Dave. Boing.
So it was 8 minutes, DJ.
Is that how long you lasted?
8 minutes.
8 minutes before you
minutes for
started objectifying Ellie.
I did not. I was just trying to be nice. Hello, Piano Dean. Hello, Thomas Potts.
Who's Ellen? Is Ellen hot?
I was not objectifying. I was just stating fact. That's it.
Okay, I'll give you it. I'll be right back.
And then I quit. Zachary watched Truckyard's live stream. We all ranked it 10 out of 10. Fully wore TNG uniform. Uniform. And Thomas Potts points out that the horrible things that the guy that implied horrible things about Mrs. AT. Yeah, bird. Oh, Sir Sam Spade.
Yeah, Flair is washing dishes. And she's right behind me, so you can hear it.
That's right. You're lucky she didn't turn around and hit you with one.
She's doing woman's work.
She's liable to hit you now for saying that.
No.
She hear me?
Yeah.
Hit him with a plate.
No, it's called whoever's like doing the dishes does the dishes. Doesn't fucking matter who it is.
Oh, here comes the roving epileptic seizure court.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So LDG, where's my goddamn 8350?
I'm sorry, man. My bad.
I asked you about it the other day, and it was like just went silent.
Oh, my apologies, man. Hit me up on Discord. We can take care of it.
Oh, now Cinnabon's not feeling too good either. So I think we got something going on here, folks.
Even if I don't mind paying for it, but it's as long as it's not like outrageous price.
Hello, Mark.
Yeah, man. Not a problem. And I think something is going around because even I got a bug and just not feeling too well at the moment.
Oh, I know mine's from my damn medication.
Parents in another freaking area.
Kind of had a stressful moment today, so I think that kind of threw me out of whack. I still don't know where Mother is. She won't answer the phone calls or texts or anything. She stormed out of the house today.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right in the middle of my stream.
Sorry to hear that.
I tried stopping her, but she almost ran me over.
Jeez.
Well, sometimes duct tape is very useful in those situations.
No, Zachary, I just got the shits, so you're safe from that.
Oh, God.
I just ran out.
Now.
Oh, no.
Good thing
That's
I
what
got
you
my bounty.
Take a no poop pill. That stops the shits immediately.
At least I got bounty. It's the quicker picker upper.
But
Ricky's hitting the road, driving home. His listening.
And LDJ, is it something that normally happens, or not to pry? I mean, I don't.
well, I talked a little bit about it on the stream because I was a little emotional at the moment, but yeah, it does kind of happen every now and then, and it's really, really weird. Like every couple months, she has one really bad out of the what the hell day, and she gets really emotional. And today was pretty bad. Her sister's been here for the last few days, and she even snapped at her. And I don't know. I don't know what to. I don't know. I don't know, man. Nothing makes sense, man. You guys know me. Like I like to make sense of things, and even my logic escapes me of what the hell is going on. That the whole situation just doesn't. What she says, what the whole thing just doesn't make sense. And there's nothing I can say. There's no combination of the English language that has ever worked during these times when she just gets so upset and just storms out.
Sometimes you just need to give it time. Now, I know that's not good. You know, you don't know where she is. That's bad. But there are sometimes people get so upset, there is no talking them down.
That's what it feels like. And it's not only that, it's just her reasoning doesn't make sense either. That's what gets me. So either she's not communicating the correct reason to me, or I'm not understanding the reason. I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, I've had those days. Okay, I've had those days.
She's your mother. She's somebody you've known your entire life. But she is a woman. It's hard. It's hard for men to understand women, even the ones we've known our entire lives.
That's right. You can't understand them because they'll tell you one thing one moment and turn around and tell you the opposite the next moment.
But you know what, though? To be honest, I get that from guys too. You know, guys say one thing and do another thing too. That's why I
Yeah, but it's more heavily on the women.
I don't know. I just hope she made it wherever she was going, because she like skidded the hell out of the driveway and the whole 9 yards. And I just hope she made it to either a hotel or she went over to a friend's house and just to cool off. But I'll you know, obviously I text her and everything.
Bird, you better not be hiding her. Mortimus and Jeff, hi. Moira, hi.
But on a side note, I just finished Ellie's first stream. That went quite well, I guess.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Huh?
Nothing.
Little technical difficulty at first, it looked like, but
Sorry, I missed the last minute. Mom's cousin called and thought I was my mom. A lot of people think I'm my mom when I pick up the phone.
Thomas Potts says if I had a smartphone, I could track her. Yeah, I'm sure. If I had a phone I could trust, maybe.
So, Moira Kitty, hugs.
You can trust blackberries.
Hello, Moira.
I hear what you say, Jeff. I appreciate it, man. That's why I say I know where you're coming from, Jeff. Like, seriously. And I'm sorry I had to spill out today onto my stream and onto yours, DJs, too. I'm sorry. So I'll just...
Hello, Jeff.
It's okay. Everybody has to deal with shit.
I've been there, LDG. You don't... I feel very sorry for you, and I hope it works out.
Okay.
You know, and the weird thing is like when this happens, this is the last thing I'm going to say about it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to try to bring you down, but it's like after 24 or 48 hours, it's like nothing happened. She's like another person, like as if nothing happened. And even if I try to bring it up, it's like, what are you talking about? No.
It's a reset button, maybe.
It's like a memory wipe. I don't know if she's telling the truth or what, but anyway, I'll let you guys know. I'm sure she'll be okay, and as soon as I hear from her, I'll feel better and whatnot. But that just threw me off guard. I'm sorry.
I have no idea, Piano Dean. I haven't watched Space Force, so I wouldn't know what the lowdown is on it.
LDG, nothing to be sorry about. But Space Force, to me, was a pretty good, pretty funny show. Piano Dean, a Steve Carell show. So he kind of plays an idiot, but he's a good-hearted idiot. And he comes through in the end every episode. So I was able to deal with it.
So while I got Bird here, I'd like to interview him for a second. About a comment earlier today about Anti-Trucker might not be the father.
Well, to be fair, I say that about every father of every child, even happily married people. When they have a kid, like my friends, I say, you're going to have them DNA tested. And they're like, why would I do that? I'm like something like 10% of men are raising kids that they don't know aren't their own.
Dude, you're evil.
It's a statistic I read that has to be true.
No, wait a minute. Are you saying that Mrs. Anti-Trucker might have stepped out on AT?
I'm just saying, we don't know what the relationship was like 20 years ago, right? I mean, Anti-Trucker himself said he wasn't a Christian. He was an atheist.
How long
Maybe
have they been
had
married?
an open marriage in the first 20 years.
How
I
long
don't
have they
know.
been married?
Oh, this is good. Thank you for
I
putting a
don't know
smile
how
on my
long they've
face.
been married.
I
But I
you for
don't
the-
know when they became practicing Christians.
I think it's 25 years they've been married.
Okay, but maybe it took them 5 years to get to that point. I don't know their personal history.
All I hear from Bird is backpedaling.
I am loving this. Thank you,
just
DJ.
saying it's not impossible. It's unlikely, improbable, but it's not impossible.
It feels so good to be on the other side of the fence, fun for one.
I mean, what if, and I don't know, but what if they needed help to conceive, right?
Oh,
And
so
what
you-
if-
This is
Anti-Trucker can't get it up.
What
getting
if,
so
no,
much better.
no.
Oh,
No.
oh, this is getting
But
better.
what
and better.
if the doctor used his own instead of
saying-
anti-trackers.
Well,
During
Oh
the
god.
procedure.
Oh my god.
private information, dude.
That's
I
happened.
didn't-
Doctors have been arrested for doing that. That's something that's happened more than once in the history of this country, and God knows how many times it's happened undetected.
And that's the default thought.
It's
now, I'm
always
not gonna
crossed
be
my
one of the-
mind that if
promise.
you know,
You know this is live. That's slander.
that, if I was having a baby through the, needing artificial insemination, even if I gave my sperm to the lab, I would make sure through a DNA test that it was actually my baby.
How do you think
Not that I would love the baby any less, but I would want to know if the doctor did something wrong, and the doctor could pay for college instead of me.
Moira asked Bird, is the dad the mailman?
It's the UPS man.
Well, I mean, on my side, I'm 99% sure Dad will praise the dad because, I mean, he was like a big guy. I'm a big guy. And, my hair and his family's hair kind of followed the same pattern as in disappearing at quite a young age. My uncle went bald young. My cousin went bald young. I went bald young. Dad O'Prey actually kept his hair quite a bit longer than most of his side of the family.
Well, I won't be the one that brings this up to you. I won't.
I was just being, it was just questions. I'm not
sure-
saying this happened. I'm just questioning.
I'm sure others will chat it. But we just wanted to find out for sure where you stood on that one. And hello, Trey. Welcome
Yes,
back.
because this is going to cost you.
Everything's costing me today, Bird. Everything's costing me.
And
today.
Ebony is older than Joshua. Yes, but it wasn't about Ebony. It was about Joshua.
Next, he's going to question if Ebony is actually 18 still. Next, Bird will be questioning if Ebony's really anti-truckers.
Oh god.
I've heard that, Moira, but Mom's family kept their hair. I do look like my uncle on my mom's side, though. Looking at pictures of him and my face, we have very similar facial features. So,
Yeah, Moira, it's definitely been proven for me because on my mother's side, all the males go baldy early. And on my dad's side, it's like my grandfather had hair all the way up till he was 80, like a full head of hair.
Zachary says, "Oh yeah, no question. AT is going to hear about this one. Kuroga will be wiped off the map." It's going, Multigunman. It's going. All right, so now who do we get to pick on next? We got to leave Pickles alone because Pickles ain't having a good day. Bird's not going to have a good day here now, too, so we'll leave him alone for a while. So that just leaves JP's.
Bring it on, Grandma.
Grandma. I got your grandma for you.
I don't have any grandmas left, so
And Moira said she already admitted that her dad was the milkman, so I can't get her. That was a lot of free
you do
milk.
some self-deprecating humor.
I do that all the time. Hell, every time I put on a stupid outfit, it's self-deprecating.
Oh, I thought you were trying to look more, professional.
Hell, I had ones this morning that want to add to the $1,000 just for me to get waxed before I put the damn bikini on.
$1,000 to get waxed. What you talking about, Willis? Just do it yourself.
No.
Just get some Nair.
Oh, you crazy?
That burns shit. That shit burns.
I don't know. I've never used it.
I tried it once on my head to get bald and it burned the shit. No, that ain't
Right, your head. That's where you tried it, I'm sure.
Which head?
the top one.
Right, because you wanted to go bald. Right, that makes sense. I believe you.
Well, it was. I thought it was going to be easier than trying to shave it.
I remember in like elementary school, we were all afraid that kids were going to put Nair on eggs and throw eggs at us on Halloween, and we'd have bald spots and stuff. It used to scare the shit out of us. It was always shaving cream. It was never Nair.
Actually, though, Samantha Joe volunteered to come wax me.
Wow,
Yeah, I
that's,
heard that. That was great when she said that.
She stated that twice on 2 different live streams. So
That's bad, man. It's like 40-year-old virgin bad.
I don't even think she'd be able to physically wax me.
well, we told her about you too, Bird. We were trying to get her to wax you too. And we told her it would be like the 40-year-old virgin.
Hey, Sith Lord.
Oh, it'd be worse than that.
How much
Each one of my hair follicles has 2 hairs coming out of it.
It'd be like trying to wax.
Wow.
Like I have some weird genetic thing
Hey,
where
Bert,
every one of my hair follicles is double haired.
that sounds like you. That sounds like me, man.
Aren't you
What's
glad
the
you
hair? Single the pool.
Aren't you glad you popped up for this, Sif?
No, I'm not. But I figured I try to see what you could come up with to screw with me about. So do try.
I already got you the other week to name that tune. I can't come up with anything else.
What do you mean? How? Refresh this high brain, please.
I'm trying to remember myself. I just know you got mad at me that night and named that tune. Now I can't remember why. I have to go back and watch the damn stream again. It was something about a song, though. That's all I remember. And you
Yeah,
told
I
me-
don't remember. Yeah,
I don't remember either. You just told me I had it coming, and that was it. Now I can't remember.
Okay, all right.
I have to go back a couple of weeks and rewatch it, and then I'll figure it out again.
Okay.
Let's get back to waxing Bigfoot over here. 2 follicles coming out of each thing. Wow.
2 hairs out of each follicle.
Is it that kind of wiry hair too?
Like on my arm, it's not terrible because the hairs are thin. But on my chest, they are thick and black, and Jesus, it'd pull my skin off to be waxed.
But that's actually kind of good, Bird, because you could get hair transplant, not actually lose anything.
Oh, they can't transplant chest hairs to your head. That don't look right.
Well, they can transplant your pubes up there, and you'd have curly hair.
You?
My hair's curly naturally anyway when it gets
Well,
long.
it'd be
it's
a
curly.
perfect match. It'd be a perfect match.
As long as it's not butt hair.
That's so pretty.
Yeah, what's good for one head's good for the other.
I've got plenty of body hair. If they could transplant that to the top of my head, I'd be golden. But
I think.
hey,
they
I
can.
don't like pain.
Stay golden, pony boy.
Yeah, and you don't
And
want to
B,
be.
I kind of like being bald. I don't have to worry about brushing my hair.
That's the best thing about being bald.
I mean, it's
That's
not
the
like
only thing about being bald.
No, being bald means you don't have to buy shampoo either. You just take a bar of soap and rub it over your head.
Actually,
Yeah.
because you still have hair up there. You just don't have it on the top of your head. So you still need shampoo.
Not really.
Nah,
Use soap.
it's so little, it doesn't matter. Dove body wash does fine.
What's the rest of it going to do? Fall out? Then you're completely bald.
I'm just wondering how many audio clips you're going to get from Bird today, because I think I'm already at like 8.
Oh, I'm not going to get the audio clips. I'm just going for the bird of prey quotes.
Well, it's the worst. Because if you got like
That's what I'm talking about.
thick eyebrows or eyelashes, and you wear glasses, and it keeps touching your glasses, and you're like, "What the hell is that shit?"
Yeah, that's the one thing. When you get older, your eyebrows get really bushy. You just do comb over, flip it back up over your head.
Pisses me off is the nose hairs.
Yes.
Thicker.
No,
Fucking
what-
nose hairs.
What pisses me off is the damn ear hairs.
Oh, I got the ones you can't reach.
Oh,
You
I
keep
got two that keep coming out of each ear that just drives me nuts.
I use I was gonna say pliers. What is these called? Tweezers to tweeze them out. Yeah.
I can't do that. I can't pluck
Now,
that.
see, I'm a guy. I don't own tweezers.
Well, I'm a guy. I keep tweezers right next to me in case I ever get a splinter.
That's what I use a needle for.
It don't
Oh,
go
yeah.
That needle.
Wait,
How do you
wait,
get it out with a needle? That's like
Back
using
this
one
up, bird.
chopstick to eat rice.
How does he get a
You just light the needle a little bit so you sterilize it with flame, and you just poke it in there and go pick, and it comes out.
How did you get it out with one needle though? If you're not pulling on it.
I've done it before like that. If because sometimes it goes in your skin too deep, bird, and you can't pull it out. So you have to kind of like dig it out.
Yep.
And use a needle. My mother taught me that how to dig out a splinter. You kind of got to pick. You got to pick at the skin, at the surface of the skin, and you just pick it out like it's almost like string. Like you cut out string of your hair and of your skin, and you just access it. Comes right out.
Kind of dig underneath of it and then flick
Yeah.
upward, and it pulls it right out.
Yeah.
Bird, how the hell are you getting splinters? Is your house made by the Amish or something? All wood?
Well, I mean, I don't get splinters much lately, but you know.
Hello, Peggy.
Okay, I used to use it in all seriousness. The tweezers are here because 5 years ago, I used to have only a few white hairs in my beard that I could tweeze them out
Yeah.
every few days. I would just tweeze out 20 or 30 white hairs. But at some point in the last few years, the white hairs got so much that I had to give up.
So you were vain on your gray.
I was fighting the gray in the beard for a long time. I gave up.
If
It
I grow a
wasn't worth
beard,
it.
I've got two perfect racing stripes of white. So I look like a black race car with two white racing stripes.
Since I shaved off the beard,
Yeah, sort of like that, Sith Lord, but a lot more defined.
Well, I'm still developing mine.
Women like the gray.
see, mine's all gray down there now, so it don't matter.
I thought you,
My gray started at my chest hair and moved upwards.
I thought you were all clean shaven.
It's growing back now.
Oh.
Here it comes.
Oh, he's got the peach fuzz. How cute.
That's 2 days worth of growth.
Only two?
Yep.
I could have sworn it was longer ago than that she shaved.
Peggy says the gray means you've had a life.
I overdone it.
That's a freaking lie. I'm
Yep.
still trying to find a life.
I had gray hairs in my 20s. They were few, but they were there.
Come on, look at people like Steve Martin. He went gray pretty damn early. Taylor Hicks.
So gray, he went white.
Taylor
Well,
Hicks.
my gray hairs are white, to be technical. None of them are actually gray. They're just white.
See, you could be the Krogan Santa Claus.
I had an
Like,
uncle
we've
that
been
he went Snow White in his early
All right.
30s.
Guys, just got word. We had to contact one of my mother's friend, and she contacted her, and mother is in a hotel, safe and sound.
Good.
Good to know.
So at least she's not, because the way she drove out of the driveway, I swear I thought she was going to get into a car accident. I've never seen mother drive that fast. My mother drives like 30 miles per hour, like 20 miles per. Like she is the slowest driver, and she NASCAR'd it out to the damn driveway today. But she's safe. She's at a hotel, and my friend, her friend that we know, is gonna go to her tomorrow and try to get her back at the house. So, some good news.
One less thing you have to worry about, LGG.
On the bad news side, I am down to only 61 subs away from having to wear all that crap and shit. Yeah.
Wait, did you just phrase having more subs as bad news?
Well, because the whole thing was set up this morning with the whole Leia bikini crap that I get the money, but I also have to wear it on a freaking 500 subs.
So you are phrasing where you get $1,000 and 500 subs as bad news.
Would you want to wear a Leia bikini?
For $1,000, I wear a Leia bikini. Yeah, I'll wear a Leia bikini.
No, I would.
What kind of
I Leia slave bikini. I'd wear 2 of them. Hell yeah.
Well, no,
you
can't
you
wear
better
two.
learn to tuck pretty damn quick.
More coverage, the better.
But it has to be. I have to hit the 500 before July 4th, or that whole thing's off.
That's a little less than a month away.
Well, I'm not understanding the logic. So you have to get 500 subs, and then they'll give you $1,000. Is that what it is?
Yep.
And you have to pay for the suit.
No, they have to send that to me too.
And how much is the suit?
I have no idea.
I don't know why I'm calling it a suit.
And then you're going to wear it live on YouTube?
Yep, on a live stream, I got to wear it for the 500.
And then you're going to lose your
And
channel.
you're going to lose all your subs.
I know it.
Then YouTube's going to delete your channel. And you're going to have to start over, but at least you'll have $1,000.
That's right. Come on, Chris Persia already told me I should delete my
Be right
channel earlier today. So what the hell?
Some of the topics I'll walk into, really.
For $850, I'll wear whatever Ray wears.
And then that was when the whole discussion this morning that if extra money was thrown in, Samantha Joe could wax my body before I put the suit on.
Take care, Max World.
See, Trey.
I didn't agree to the waxing though.
Now, would they pay for Samantha Joe to come to you to be whacked? Or they fly you to her?
No, she said she could fly or drive, and she's only like 12 hours away from me.
Now, would this be a total, complete wax, or?
It would just be the upper body part where most of the hair is anyway. The chest area. And Mr. Londell says, Leia slave bikini for $1,000? No way in hell. Have some pride about yourself. It's not going to happen. I'm safe, Mr. Londell. I picked enough things that it will be impossible to get to. Darren Wagner's in the house asking who's getting whacked.
Well, when you first mentioned it before I popped in here, that's what I thought you said was getting whacked before. I was like, damn, somebody wants him dead before he wears the suit? That's just crazy.
Well, I'm sure there probably is a few. Alexander being one.
But you got to look where it comes from, too. So, are you surprised?
No.
Oh, you want him whacked? Send me to Quebec.
I figured the $1,000 and the 500 sub thing before July, it'll never happen. So I'm safe.
But shit, man, you need to really safeguard that, man. You really want to make sure it never happened? You should have said 5,000.
I think 1,000 is enough because the only one person that could possibly help the people get to the goal has lost interest in it. So I'm not.
Oh, I thought you already had somebody willing to give you the 1,000.
Well, there was somebody that spoke up at one time and said they would put in 700 of it. But she's kind of lost interest in it, so I'm safe.
Okay, so yeah, nobody. You think, right? So no, we're raising $1,000 by November, July 4th, right?
No, there's no way they're going to raise that much, so I'm safe.
Yeah, nobody wants to see you trying to tuck, anyways.
That's right.
You?
Puts the lotion in the basket or it gets the hose again.
Oh, because I said it, Darren assumed whacked.
No, Darren, Bird ain't whacking anybody today, but he might whack a few of us later on.
Send Uncle Paulie to do his dirty work.
He's going to send Uncle Paulie after a few of us. Multigun says, what would I do for 2,000?
Wow, Darren.
Uh-oh, Ellie is in the house now. Hello, Jeff.
Darren's favorite Sopranos character.
I'm not going to say what I would do for 2,000 multi-gunman. There's no
More
way.
like multi-gunman, what wouldn't he do for $2,000?
Jaloja.
I know of a lot of things I would do for $2,000.
Oh, and the other thing is if they reach the goal for all that, then I would attempt to make that a 48-hour live stream.
How long?
48 hours.
Right.
Hey, if Jedi Bill can make it 46 hours, I think I can make it 48.
36.
36.
36, and all he got was what, a hoodie?
A hoodie and internet fame.
Come on.
But that's only if all the other conditions were met, and I don't have to worry about all those other conditions.
He also
So
has a forest fire a couple miles from his house.
And of
So
course,
hopefully he's
also,
okay.
I think count. He would have had to have been up already in case of an emergent.
Yeah, that was the thing with Jedi Bill. He didn't make it to 48 because he'd already been awake like 10 hours before he even tried to attempt it. He would have been really damn close.
That's why we all tried to get him to go to sleep, including Mama Pray at the end.
Yeah, and he listened to Mama pray and he went to bed.
I still think we should try to do a 6-man 24-hour stream, like all 6 of us.
That's
I thought that,
I would get tired of you after about 4 hours.
I don't know. Come up with some ideas what I should do for 2,000.
Hello, Darren.
Nothing illegal.
Hello, Puss.
hey, Darren.
A snow angel in boxers.
What are you eating, Darren?
Oh, these are cashews.
There's no snow. I can't do a snow angel in boxers, Seth.
Well, it gives you time to prep for
I
it.
guess I better put them away. Don't hear me eating them.
I've got this theory that cashews are actually flat.
So Bird, my favorite Sopranos character actually wasn't Big Pussy. It ended up being Bobby Bacalari
Oh, that's everybody's favorite.
because he was the nice gangster.
Yeah, he's
right?
a nice guy.
But after that, but before he became like a main character, it was probably Paulie Walnuts.
Oh, hell yeah. Paulie.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He was just funny. I mean, that's all he was. He was comic relief. And as good as Van Sant was, you know, he kind of seemed a little bit over the top to me. You know,
He owned the Bada Bing.
yeah, he kind of looked like Count Chocula.
Hey, that's my stream. Stop taking it over.
Sorry.
Son of a bitch. Thomas Potts thinks I should go to a protest wearing the Momo mask.
if you filmed yourself going to a protest in the Momo mask, that might actually be worth watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd have to have somebody else there to videotape it. So
You're right. You would have to have an assistant, but it would still be funny.
Dude, selfie stick.
And you guys should have brought this up last weekend, because Saturday we had a protest here in town where I could have made it really easy, and I could have been walking around in the Momo mask.
Go make your own protest with the Momo.
Yeah, just hold up a sign with Momo and saying Momo Lives Matter. And then, encourage people to hump.
Momo Lives Matter.
No, I kind of want a Momo mask now.
Momo masks are fun, especially when Alexander's around.
Stop! No, hold the sign up. Stop all this. No Momo.
No Momo.
Except it really is a girl's mask. That's the thing I don't like about it. It is a female character. So if a guy put, it'd be like if you put on a, if you like, yeah, exactly. It'd be like if you put on a French maid outfit, or a Farrah Fawcett outfit or something.
Please don't.
There we go. A Momo mask with
Trans Momo Matters.
I also liked Christopher Moltisanti from that show as well, even though we weren't supposed to really like him too much. The thing about that show was that that show was always going to break our hearts, because even as much as we like these characters, we didn't like exactly what they did, and they were you just knew as you were watching the show that everybody was going to get this terrible comeuppance, and yeah. So
I was so angry when Melfi didn't tell Tony what happened to her.
Yeah.
I was so much waiting for that. Tell him he works at the fucking fast food place.
Yeah.
Tell him what he did.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that episode, and she never did.
Yeah, she had professional integrity. Hey,
TJ,
be quiet. This is our stream.
Contract.
It's not your stream, it's my stream, damn it.
It's our stream. Shut up.
Said how many other women that happened to?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That was Melfi's big thing, was she wasn't looking at the big picture. It's like, okay, you're not going to be the only victim this guy has, but I think she was just interested in the police, catching him or whatnot and stuff. And it wasn't, because telling Tony is revenge, but justice would be what was,
Well, and she gave the police a chance, and then they had to release him because somebody didn't read him his rights or something.
I see. Okay, well, yeah, you're right. I mean, that would have been. I mean, Tony would have been more than happy to send Silvio after that guy or something. But I think that would have muddied the relationship.
Yeah, I grant you that, but an anonymous note or something.
Something, yeah.
She was a smart lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But,
Speaking of AT, he ought to be flying by soon to come in the chat and say that he's about ready to go live.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I never watched Sopranos. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about.
Sopranos.
Oh, you got to watch Sopranos, Deej.
Okay, Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Another character I liked on that show was Junior.
Yeah, Junior was. It was interesting because in the first season he was basically the villain, and then he softened and became a little bit of a nuisance later on. But that was about it. He was just too old.
When you get pissed off and go on a crazy rant, it just cracked me up.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So DJ, the Sopranos is a show for me. I was never into mafia and gangster movies, so I've never seen the Godfather movies. I've never seen. I saw Goodfellas. That's it. And it just wasn't something that appealed to me because that's East Coast. I'm in the Midwest and stuff. But then I went in the Navy and I served with a couple of Italians from the New York area, and that kind of so that those became surrogate brothers to me in the Navy. And one of them was named, I shouldn't say his name, I'll tell his name. His name is Anthony Mazzi, and he.
Oh, you know Anthony.
Anyway, he was just like, let's put it this way. Christopher Moltisanti reminded me a lot of him. They're both about the same age when I was, in the Navy, so when Michael Imperioli did those 1300 tequila ads, where he's basically playing his usual, self in his usual Sopranos self in those ads, it reminded me just, as much, just like, Anthony Mazzi. So that's what intrigued me about it when I saw a clip from, that had him in it. And yeah, it was, it's a remarkable television show. It was I think the first TV show that HBO did, or at least the first one that got people to subscribe to HBO just to watch that show. And, and people would race home. This is still back when, you had to wait for your favorite show to come on. And if you missed it, you missed it. But people would race home from work so that they wouldn't miss an episode of Sopranos, even if they'd never set foot in New York or didn't really know anything about it. And I'm constantly, when I'm watching that show, having to go online and look at Urban Dictionary and all these other things to find out what some of these Italian slang words mean.
In college, we had like a whole group of us. We'd all go to one of the dorms to watch every week. Yeah. My family, like my entire family, was watching. Like it was maybe the last show that everybody watched. Like literally everybody I know, friend or family.
Yeah.
The only person who didn't watch was Sis O'Prey. She wasn't interested.
And you had great characters. You had another thing that I kind of liked about this show was, nobody in that show looked like a Hollywood movie star, or so you had a lot of these older guys, these older actors who were given great stuff to do, and they would never be, no one was going to hire Big Pussy Papacero to be in a movie or anything, except for maybe a bit part. And a lot of these actors had bit parts in mafia movies, and now they get to be kind of center stage and develop a character, and that was what I liked about it.
I don't know. A good mafia movie I liked that was not presented as a mafia movie was Jersey Boys.
Okay.
It was supposed to be all about Frankie Valli, but it was heavily about the mob too.
Yeah. The first episode of Sopranos was what hooked me, because I loved the storytelling, how tight it was. And it's basically this: they have to solve a problem. Uncle Junior, who is, sort of up there in the mafia, local mafia hierarchy, wants to kill somebody, and he wants to do it in the restaurant owned by a friend of Tony Soprano, his nephew. Well, that'll ruin his business. So Tony's the whole episode, he's trying to convince his uncle not to have it there. He's trying to get Artie to close the restaurant for that week without telling him what's really happening. He's trying to protect his friend. And in the end, his only solution is to commit arson. They blow up the restaurant. They destroy it so that, he can collect the insurance money and open up another place. And then the hit has to go somewhere else, has to happen somewhere else. And, it's just a fascinating, that first episode is just a fascinating story in the things that these guys do and the kind of decisions they have to make. And that's what hooked me.
You tried to give him cruise tickets, didn't you?
Yeah. He tried a whole bunch of things. He tried to get him to go on cruise tickets, and his wife, of course, doesn't like the mob, and everybody knows Tony's in the mob, and she talked him out of it, and he turned down the tickets, and and I keep wondering to myself, what if Tony would have just told him, look, my Uncle June wants to have this guy killed in your restaurant. You got to find some reason to close it down for a week or so, to save your business. He couldn't just tell him the truth for some reason. Artie was a friend of his from childhood and had to know the kind of business that Tony did, but Tony didn't want to tell him for some reason, and that's puzzling to me. but it works for the show. Yeah. Sorry for dominating the conversation here.
No, you're not.
But I would recommend just watching just the first season, and if you want more, there's more. You know, the other character I really liked was Furio.
One of the unexpected plot twists in that show, Tony banging the psychologist. Not just once either.
Yeah. You know, and you know, there were so many great villains in that show. I didn't like Richie Aprile, you know, in the second season. He was such a ghoul, you know, and then and then I think what's his name? The guy from the Matrix, bald guy. There's one guy, I can't remember the actor's name offhand. Sometimes, you know, it's hard for me to pronounce Italian names sometimes, but he was a capo, I think. And he was really into the movie Gladiator. Gladiator had come out, you know, earlier that year and or the previous year, and of course, what was interesting, fascinating to me was how the Italian mafia in that show likened themselves to the ancient Romans all the time.
I think I'll pass on that, Richie.
Sorry, I had a little cough there. But no, I'd recommend, you know, watching it, just the first episode, just to get a feel for what the kind of show it is.
I never thought Furio would really ever have a thing for Tony's wife. I found that hard to believe.
Well, nothing ever really happened, as far as I know. They shared an interesting dance at a party, but that was about it. And Furio, go ahead.
Like her hair done and stuff when he was coming over, and he would look at her with ways, and they both seemed to have an attraction to each other.
Yeah.
Furio, was that the guy from straight from Italy, fresh off the boat?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He was recruited. Well, basically, Tony got him as part of a horse trade for manpower and cars, and the reason why he wanted him there was because he wanted some. He didn't want an Italian American for an enforcer. He wanted an Italian, and so it was kind of funny too, because of course Furio had two sides. He had his business side, which was he was kind of like the Terminator, and then he had his social side where he was just fascinated with all the technology and the cars and the TVs and stuff that people had, in the United States, and he was always identifying different pieces of equipment that people had. He'd tell people about the TV that was in somebody's house or whatever. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Greetings, Bill. I had to laugh. Somebody asked me who Renfield was.
From Dracula?
Yeah.
Well, you kind of have to know the story to know that one.
I suppose, but I thought everybody knew who Dracula was.
There's people who don't even know what the story of Dracula is about.
I guess.
Yeah.
Which story?
I'm always surprised.
On the Impaler, or?
Well, the fictional Dracula, the Bram Stoker character that was the inspiration for all of the movies and such.
Renfield ran around going,
yeah,
yes,
because Renfield wasn't a companion of Vlad the Impaler. He was a companion of the Bram Stoker character. But it always surprises me whenever there's a new Superman movie that comes out. People watch the movie. Oh, I didn't know Superman was from another planet. I'm like, what? There was a time when every kid knew that, and therefore every adult knew that, and then yeah.
Yes,
you guys are sorry. You guys are a lively bunch tonight.
I know it. This is the second live stream today that I've done personally.
Yeah, you did it really early in the morning, and I'm so surprised to see Ensign Ricky join in on those. He's like wide awake at
Well, that was still before he went to bed.
Oh, okay. Well, that would make the difference then. All right.
Then he goes to bed shortly after that, sleeps for a few hours, and gets up and goes to work.
Mm-hmm.
Probably busy delivering pizzas right about now.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, DJ. I'm gonna dip out. I just want to drop in and say hey.
All right, Sif.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I was so
Lord.
quiet. I was enthralled.
Later, buddy. Take it easy.
All right, guys. Y'all take care of
Be
yourself.
good.
Before you leave, Seth, when's your next stream?
I have no clue. I did one last night that I wish I hadn't.
Uh-oh.
Why?
Oh man.
I was watching it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I caught some of it.
I had a guy that I've had past dealings with on other channels lately, and I'm not going to mention no names. It's just rather aggressive, overbearing, and nobody can get a word in edgewise.
That's when you just boot them off, like I should do when they do it to me. But I'm too much of a nice guy. I let them go.
Well, I figured I say I'll give anybody their platform if they got something they got to say, but let other people voice their points also. But no, it's like blah 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 blah. Oh, but no, wait a minute, so blah blah blah. He kept cutting everybody off, and I'm just thinking, all right. Eventually, I just started muting him randomly, just so I can get a word in.
Mark Rell pissed because you told him about Superman being an alien.
I love when I read Mr. Londell's posts because I read it in his voice.
Okay. See, Darren, fools don't read anymore. When you and I were growing up, reading was stressed. Now it's all about global warming. Yep, that works. That sounds exactly like the way he would say it.
Oh my!
Do it. I am not taking claim to do that.
What's that?
I would say at best that was maybe 50% of the way.
Well, I'm not gonna go 100% of the way. That'd be scary.
All right, Bird, you do it. Let's hear your.
No, I'm not going to do it. I can't.
You do Austrian pray. You do Irish pray. You do Russian pray.
I can't do Londell pray.
You can do Groovy pray. Yeah, that's fine.
Do Groovy pray.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, this isn't Mr. Londell. This would just be Groovy pray.
All right, then what's Groovy pray?
Crank up your recording devices.
All right, hang on, guys. Y'all have a good night.
See you, Seth.
What's it?
Watch him come on now and shoo us out.
All right, Groovy pray here, folks.
Hey, Mr. Londell. There's only one Mr. Londell. Nobody else can really do a Mr. Londell except for Mr. Londell. So I tried. That's all I can do.
Figurines, and you'd have the collection of brutal prey collection.
Damn fools don't read anymore. Well, you and I were growing up. I was stressed. Now it's all about global warming.
There we go, Groovy pray.
I'd say that was about 5%, Bird.
I'll show you my 5%.
That's
So
small.
that's what you call it.
That's small.
Oh yeah, I think I got a voice modulator for this. 1 second, it's got to be one of these.
Boy, Richie, I could do it as Ozzy pray. Yeah.
Oh no! There we go with the odds.
Bird, what do you think about Vito on Sopranos?
Vito.
He was the guy who turned out to be a Fanuc.
Oh, that guy. Oh, right. When the boyfriend and he's telling Tony, and he's like, well, maybe it was, he was about power, or he was then. He's like, no, Tony, he was the one doing the.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my! Everybody's like so disgusted. They're like, oh my god.
And the dentist kid, and the dentist
sound like a racehorse in there.
Yeah, the dentist kid was like, I'm not going to get in trouble with this, and Paulie's like, you don't have to worry about anything from Vito. It's like, you kind of.
Then he went up to that town in Vermont or something, and found his flap jackets or something. What was that guy's?
See that Bird? You got told you sounded more like Rhett Butler. And
Rhett Butler.
Bird has no idea who Rhett Butler is.
Oh, I'm about to.
Gone with the Wind. Frankly, my dear Scarlett, I don't give a damn.
Oh,
I can't think of an American accent I actually hate, or even just dislike.
I don't know. I'm not so fond on like Southern California Valley Girl, right?
Oh,
Do they even exist anymore? I thought that was like an '80s thing.
Probably not.
oh, trust me, they still exist.
There's still a few out there.
Hmm.
They're on TikTok.
The Bayou in Louisiana, that's great. I love hearing people speak like
Oh yeah.
they do on those shows.
Yeah, I'd love to hear Bird try to do Cajun Opera.
Just got to throw in a couple of hooies.
Just watch a bunch of Adam Sandler Cajun Man videos on YouTube from SNL.
You watch that old dude, the Cajun chef, a couple of times, and then you'll have it down pat.
Now I've only ever seen him, and he did a Pringles commercial, Cajun flavored Pringles commercial. And he's sitting there, he's looking at the Pringles, going, look at them ridges all covered with cayenne pepper, that kind of shit. And he just, I'm like, what is he saying?
Just watch the Joe Dirt when he finally finds where his home is.
You couldn't pay me to watch Joe Dirt.
Sounds like I'm listening to a Pringles commercial.
There's a Joe Dirt too, you know.
Hey, yeah.
Sissel Bray actually, although Sissel Bray hates anything like Southern redneck culture, for some reason she liked Joe Dirt. And there's Joe Dirt too, but I don't think she's seen it yet.
Joe Dirt too is cool.
DVD. Miss Alondell says if I'm going to be run with him, I got to get up to speed on classic movies, particular emphasis on 50s sci-fi and westerns. I guess I'm not going to be running with you anytime soon, Mr. Alondell.
Wait, what don't you like? 50s sci-fi or westerns?
Not that I don't like them. I don't have time to catch up. I don't think I've ever really seen many of either. I mean, I've seen westerns, but I don't know if they were 50s westerns. They probably weren't.
50s westerns.
Later.
In 50s westerns, the cowboys always had clean shirts.
Like Clint Eastwood.
Well, Clint Eastwood came later.
That's what I'm saying. That was later.
Yeah.
Not that his shirts were dirty.
Eastwood's cowboy was grimier because it was from that Spanish, that spaghetti western stuff, Italian movies filmed in Spain. I actually like spaghetti westerns. I think they have this fantasy western quality to them because it's supposed to take place in our American West, but the terrain, even though textbook wise it's the right terrain, it doesn't look like the United States. That's why I kind of like them. The rocks aren't the right color.
My Name is Earl. Oh, that's an old one, right? An older, like a 90s TV show. I remember watching that with my dad. Maybe it was early 2000.
I think I saw a clip. I think I saw a clip from Joe Dirt. Like when he was a kid, he was digging through a dumpster or something, looking for dip for his old man, and he's like, "I found some of the good stuff," and it was like Redmond.
The only thing good about Joe Dirt was the car he drove.
Okay.
Yeah, it was early 2000s, I think. Joe Dirt with My Name is Earl.
Yeah, see, I used to not like the East Coast accents until I actually lived out there, and then I met people who had them, and they were great. So that's why I don't have a problem with it anymore. In fact, I kind of like it. The strippers would talk to you, and hello, Darren. after I'm
Wow,
done
where are
it.
you at? That
What?
sounds like a very bad strip club if you were at, if they were talking like that.
Well, there was the seedy one, and there was the high priced one. There was and you went the high priced one on your payday, on your off payday weeks. You went to the other one, and the other one, the lesser of the two, the girls were friendlier.
What, was that a Long Island strip club you were at?
Well, this was in Connecticut. I mean, we had
Okay.
there was a strip club right outside, almost just outside the main gate of the submarine base, called Rosie's Cantina. And one summer, this was the summer of '98, we were up on blocks. We were the boat was in dry dock, so we got like basically 2 months off where we just kind of had to report there, muster, and do a couple of things, and then we're done for the day because the ship wasn't going out to sea or anything, and the base workers were doing things to the hull, doing upkeep and all that kind of stuff. So some of us got part-time jobs, and Rosie's Cantina was always looking for guys to wear T-shirts that said security on it. So you basically just showed up, you wear the security T-shirt, you drink soda all night, and you don't watch the girls, you watch the guys watching the girls, and then part of your
job for a sailor.
yeah, and part of the job though, the worst part of the job is that the place closed I think at like 5 a.m, and then you had to follow the girls home. Now these girls that most of them that lived at that worked at Rosie's Cantina lived in Rhode Island, about an hour away. What you had to do was what those girls did was they would drive an hour in the opposite direction to throw off anybody who might be following them after their shift, and we had to follow them too. And then they'd turn around and then they'd drive all the way back, cover over that hour, and then so it took 4 hours to get home, and that was a 4-hour drive every morning. But that's what they had to do because you know how guys are. They'll want to follow that. The stripper that flirted with them, that night for money. You got to.
I'm gonna marry you.
You got to, yeah. Well, or worse. They weren't always that way, and so that's just what you had to do. That was one of the consequences of having a job like that was And then we of course had to follow along. And of course we got paid to drive for that 4-hour drive, but still that was the worst part of the job.
Right. See, I would have just had built a small housing complex with a secret tunnel out the back, a quarter-mile down the road.
Yeah, this club was in a strip mall, and they had a secret tunnel where the gals would be able to get out, and they would park on the other end of the strip mall, and it was like this tunnel, behind all the other establishments and such, and yeah. So I mean, there was a lot of that kind of stuff, there. But it's like when I see movies, like I just watched this movie again here recently, Planet Terror. It was part of the Grindhouse double feature. It's a Robert Rodriguez zombie movie, and what's her name? Rose McGowan played a go-go dancer named Cherry Darling, and they show her leaving the bar through the front entrance. It's like no, the dancers never ever even see that entrance except when they drive past the place in their car. Maybe they always use the back entrance.
That's messed up. The strip joints here, it's like they get dropped off at the front door.
Huh, weird.
And then they go in, they do their set, and then they leave the front door.
Really?
But
okay.
It's in a hired company.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Or it's their boyfriend that drops them off and picks them up.
Yeah. They're simp. But anyway, that was always what confused me about the Bada Bing on Sopranos. It seemed like they just had that one area in the center where the pole dancers danced, and that was it. You know, they didn't show them like doing table dances and lap dances and stuff. You know, in the Bada Bing, seemed like it was a little bit more of a controlled environment.
The VIP area was being taken up by offices for the mob. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, they had a couple hideouts or hangouts at that show. They had, I think they had the one hangout obviously at the Bada Bing, but they also had another one. I think it was behind Satriali's, the deli.
Right.
Yeah, they also would have meetings out in front of Satriali's too. And it's kind of weird because around here, you know, we don't have delis, we don't have butcher, you know, shops that also have sandwiches and stuff, and you know where you get things that you know. We just have grocery stores that have, you know, a meat department, you know, so, you know.
Where's here?
Oh, I mean, in Wisconsin.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
You mean you guys don't have delis that sell cheese?
No. We have cheese shops, you know, but, you know, we
Yeah,
have,
shop shouldn't that have like sandwich meats too?
no, they don't. They just have cheese.
Because
Gourmet-
cheese and sandwich
gourmet-
go hand in hand.
Yeah, gourmet cheese. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's something that I understand is more prevalent everywhere else, but I mean, we don't have those here. It's kind of funny too because I mean, you know, that guy Mazzy I was telling you about. One time I freaked him out. We were in the, you know, on the submarine, you know, eating our meal, and they had these little packets of mayonnaise, right? Or excuse me, it was Cool Whip, not Cool Whip, Miracle Whip. That's what it is. And
Give it time, Jeffrey. Give it time.
In my house, we never had mayonnaise. My mom would buy Miracle Whip salad dressing, and she would call it mayonnaise, and that's what she would put on sandwiches and things like that. And we just always called it mayonnaise, even though it wasn't mayonnaise. And I made the mistake of calling Miracle Whip mayonnaise in front of Mazzy, who had grown up around delis and you know knew his sandwich meats and all that kind of stuff. And he looked at me like Al Pacino when he was trying to rob the bank in Dog Day Afternoon. He goes, "Did you just call Miracle Whip mayonnaise? I always heard there were people like you, but I've never met one." You know? So, yeah.
Miracle Whip is mayonnaise.
Yeah. I'm like, we never put this on
I don't think
salads.
I've ever had Miracle Whip.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mama Prey said, not in my house you have it.
Yeah.
Not as mayonnaise.
Miracle Whip, it makes you high class.
Hellman's is the only real mayonnaise.
Hellman's, you said?
Hellman's mayonnaise.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny too because they made me taste the difference, you know, and one of the things I think about mayonnaise that's kind of different is it gets as it sits on your sandwich and your sandwich gets older, it gets yellow. And I don't think Miracle Whip does that, but you know.
But just for the record, it takes a while for it to get yellow.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, if you're eating
that's not like 5 minutes.
probably
Yeah,
you don't want to eat that sandwich.
Yeah, that's
Okay. It
like
tells
what,
you when
40?
it's too late.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Has its own built-in warning system.
Yeah. Well, that's smart. That's smart comment.
Warning.
Yeah, great.
I don't think I've ever had a sub like that long where it's yellow yet. Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm kind of curious, what is the difference now?
Yeah, same here. I thought Miracle Whip was for like cake and stuff.
Well, that's whipped cream. That's like
Cool
Cool Whip. Miracle Whip is a salad. It's listed as a salad dressing, but we used it the same way anybody would use mayonnaise. We just whenever we made a sandwich, you know, a cold cut sandwich, we always put the Miracle Whip on it. Miracle Whip is a little bit zingier. It's has a sharper taste to it. But you know, when you want mayo, you want mayo. Mayo actually is better for when you want to taste the rest of the sandwich. Like if you got
the philosophers here now too.
Oh, yeah, it has begun.
So let's say you got tomatoes that actually have taste, because a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Sandwich with mayo is intended to bring out the rest of the flavors of the sandwich. Whereas when you have a Miracle Whip sandwich, you're pretty much just tasting Miracle Whip. That's the thing. It's so strong.
Okay, so
Yeah, my father owned a deli in New York, so like
Oh, wow.
I actually know like a lot about like what you're talking about, tomatoes and stuff. But
Yeah.
like Thousand Island, like I've actually had real Thousand Island, not that crap you get at the store. That is not real Thousand Island.
Well,
you make your own Thousand Island.
You
Yeah.
make your own Thousand Island. It is the bomb.
Oh yeah, I'll bet.
But when it comes to like Miracle Whip and Hellman's,
Mhm.
growing up, you could afford either of them. That meant you were rich.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you got the no-name shit that was like super thick and separated when you would go to take it out.
Right. Another thing in my house, we didn't have butter. We had margarine. We used Country Crock.
Oh
Margarine
God!
in a tub, and that was just what we used. It was more practical. It lasted longer, and we called it butter, but it wasn't butter.
Yeah. The wife is like, "I want margarine," and I'm like, "No, I want butter."
Hello,
Doesn't
night
like
breeze.
butter. I'm like, "That's fine if you want to eat plastic. Go ahead."
Growing up, we always used to have, I can't believe it's not butter.
I remember those commercials.
But
So-
no way.
This article says Miracle Whip has half the fats of mayonnaise, which is made from egg yolks, lemon juice, or vinegar, and vegetable oil. Another difference is that Miracle Whip has more sugar added and contains both high fructose corn syrup and sugar, whereas mayo contains little, if any, sugar.
Which
Looks like I'm staying with mayo then.
Makes
Mayo
sense.
is better, I would guess, for diabetics. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And when you make some sandwiches, you only use Hellman's mayonnaise. Like, let's say egg salad, tuna salad.
Oh yeah, I couldn't even imagine using.
Yeah.
What's the other
You can only
salad?
use egg salad with
Chicken
mayonnaise.
salad or salmon salad.
And another thing I grew up with, my dad, he loved licorice. That was his favorite candy, but he never bought Twizzlers. He always, and he would get upset with you if you called the red ones licorice. He goes, "That's not licorice. That's a fruit twist." He goes, "Licorice. The root word of licorice is liquor, and the reason why it's called that is because it tastes like a liquor called anisette." And he would, that's and he would just, it was one of his little pet peeves growing up. He never called the red stuff licorice. He always reserved that for the black ones.
I like exactly for
If I want something licorice tasting, I'll go get some Jägermeister.
Don't know. I've never had that crap.
You've never had Jägermeister?
No.
You should.
No.
Jägermeisters taste like licorice to you guys? I thought it tastes more like bubble gum.
It's got a little bit of a licorice flavor.
Yeah, it always tastes like licorice to me.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Jaeger bombs. Never mind. It was the Red Bull that tasted like
Bubble.
bubble gum. Yeah.
I will never have Jaeger again.
You drink it straight, damn it.
If I want liquor, a licorice tasting alcohol,
Mhm.
I'll get those are a schnapps that tasted like licorice.
I don't like schnapps. It's like brushing your teeth while you're drinking.
Meh.
I mean, I'm of German descent and I don't like schnapps. What does that tell you?
There's something wrong.
Probably.
Jeffrey Nelson, Jägermeister is a life-changing experience. Wow. It depends how much.
Life-changing experience is ever clear.
And I've had tequila where I went all the way down and ate the worm.
Ugh. See, I like tequila too, but only if it's good tequila.
Love tequila. Oh God, I stay away from anything with the word bomb, trash, or anything like that in it. I stay away from, but or Jaeger. Meister. Yeah, tell me about it. But I love me some freaking tequila.
I got a bottle in my kitchen of 1300 silver tequila just for when I stub my toe. And sometimes I like to stub my toe once or twice a week.
Only once or twice.
Yeah. But no, when I was in the Navy, the alcohol that proved your manhood was this stuff called Goldschlager. And, that was 90s. And I guess it's been replaced, by Jaeger and Everclear and all these other things.
So I thought that was moonshine.
LJ,
It probably is,
the thing about this stream is we never plan anything around here. It just kind of goes off the rails as it goes.
We were talking about strippers earlier. I missed that.
Strippers earlier. We had the hell talking about the Sopranos. It's been all over.
Yeah. And
no, I do not. Night Breeze, I'm taking your wrench away.
The only time I'll drink tequila is when it's in a shooter with Jack Daniels.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's like go to hell
for a while.
I like it because really good tequila doesn't really taste like anything. It's only the bad tequila that tastes like tequila. That's where you need the lime and the salt and all that shit. So.
Well, no, it brings out the flavor in Jack Daniels. So. I
had some butterscotch rum from the Bacardi headquarters in Puerto Rico once. That was some pretty good stuff. So you couldn't buy it. You couldn't buy it in the United States back then. So, when our boat went to Puerto Rico, 2/3 of the crew went to the Bacardi factory for the tour because you got free samples all the way through the tour. And those guys came back from that bus. They couldn't even crawl onto the boat. They were so fucked up. They'd been at sea for 3 months at that point, so their systems were clean. They had no tolerance left, and I was standing guard over the boat when the first bus arrived, and I had to throw 3 donuts over the side because guys slipped off the side of the boat. To be fair, that they're paying sturgeon. It was a pretty round submarine, and in the top part where you walk on, it's curved. You're walking on a curve. So we had deck skid painted on the top side so that it would grip your shoes and stuff. It had some texture there, but when you're that inebriated, you can't get around the sail.
Was there no chain railing?
There is on one side, but not the other. And of course, that's the one they all wanted to go on because that's the one that it's just the chain isn't meant for you to grab on and hold on to steady yourself. It's just in case you fall, and it's always on the outer side. The inner side where the boat is, where the boat is along the pier, that's where you're supposed to walk, because then you don't have an issue with currents and things like that. There's plenty of things to grab onto, but those guys were just so messed up. I had one guy, Daryl Scott was his name. He was so drunk he passed out on the pavement in front of the boat, and he was like literally blowing bubbles in his own puke. And I was like trying to I grabbed him by the collar. I was trying to lift him up, and he's like waking up, and he's like, swinging at me, going, "Why are you fucking my shit up, man?" I'm like, "I'm trying to get your face out of that puke here." It's like,
Piano Dean and his Rumpelman's kick, lucky to survive.
Yeah, so no delis out here, not like the ones they have on the East Coast. That's a totally different experience out there. We have grocery stores here. You might have some, we have like restaurants, like formal sit-down restaurants. We have fast food. We have grocery stores, and that's about where you eat. We don't have a lot of the other things out there. And so, Satriali's was fascinating to me because I'm like, okay, it's like a butcher. It's like a meat place, but they don't just sell the meat. They actually will make a sandwich for you. That's weird. And I thought that was just a weird idea, but I guess it's common out there.
You have bagel stores?
There aren't enough Jews out here. We have Wisconsin, especially my part, is very heavily Catholic. So the big thing that they have, especially in the Lenten season, is the Friday night fish fry.
Oh God.
You go to any restaurant out here, they will have a special on Friday nights for fried fish. All you
If
can eat,
you're
that kind of stuff.
if you're hardcore Catholic,
Yeah.
it's every Friday you eat fish.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, okay. You know why McDonald's has a filet of fish sandwich
For the Catholics.
for the Catholics in Wisconsin? Because when Ray Kroc was expanding, he had a problem in this area, and that was that Friday nights they weren't doing any business, and they needed to figure out something to do with this with this problem of the Catholics. And so Ray Kroc's solution was this thing called the hula burger, which was basically a fried ring of pineapple instead of a hamburger patty in your bun. You put cheese on it and pickle, and that was his idea, and he was going to go with that. And this guy in Wisconsin, McDonald's, who owned one of their operators, said, "Well, what if we come up with a fish sandwich?" And Ray Kroc's like, "I don't want our burger joints smelling like fish on Friday nights." He says, "Well, we can do it this way." And so anyway, they figured out the filet of fish sandwich, and they had a contest. Ray Kroc at his personally owned McDonald's was going to have the hula burger, and then this other one was going to have the filet of fish, and whoever sold the most that night, that's the sandwich that goes on the national menu, and the filet of fish won.
I wonder what the hula burger tastes like.
Well, you can make your own. I mean, there's a similar kind of burger called a Big Kahuna burger, where you actually have the beef patty, but then on top of the beef patty you got a grilled ring of pineapple. And I've made those myself. It's just that when I do that, I exclude pickle, because the fried pineapple has a pickly kind of sharpness to it. So having a pickle and a pineapple is kind of a touch much in that citrus acidic department. But yeah.
We do have a couple of delis at here, and a couple of hardcore, like really good Jewish ones. Unfortunately, when you go to the really good Jewish ones and you ask for a Reuben sandwich, a Reuben sandwich is $22.
Wow.
Yeah. But they don't skimp on the meat, and you can never finish it in one sitting.
Wow. Well, if you get more than one meal out of it, $20 isn't too bad, I suppose. But yeah.
And the sauerkraut's awesome. So
yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of sauerkraut, but
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm the only one that likes it here. And I'll have it on hot dogs and when we have pierogies. Usually. So you're in Wisconsin. Do they have cheese curds there?
Yes, they do.
Proper cheese curds.
Proper cheese curds, the kind that squeak.
Squeak when you eat them.
When you eat them, yeah.
So what you want to do is make yourself some French fries, dump a shit ton of cheese curds on there, and then douse it in beef gravy.
Sounds like a heart attack.
Then you got yourself what's called poutine.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
it's a Canadian thing, and it's freaking awesome.
Oh. Yeah, we're close enough to Canada that we sometimes get some Canadian shit down here. But we had a problem in Wisconsin when I was a kid, and that was Canadian quarters would somehow make their way down into the United States into circulation. If you got a roll of quarters, it wasn't uncommon for one of the quarters in that roll to actually be a Canadian quarter, which was a different size and weight than the others. And of course, Canadian quarters were worth less than 25 cents at the time. So you couldn't, if somebody gave you a Canadian quarter, like you went to a store and you got change and they gave you a Canadian quarter, it's like, no, give me a real quarter because I can't use this in a vending machine. If you put a Canadian quarter in a vending machine, they were jamming up. And then they had to fix it
all the time, even in New York City.
Yeah. So yeah, it's probably not as regional a thing as I think it is. But I mean, anybody along those border, up in the northern border states and close to Canadian border is going to have to deal with that. But they kind of fixed that problem now.
Usually, when we used to go down to the States, they would take loose change at par.
Okay.
Like in Fargo, and Minot and Bemidji. It was loose change. They'll take it at par. Some places, even like hotels and shit, they would take our money at par too. But I think they did that for the business. So
yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Reuben sandwich because of the kraut and obviously the corn. I'm not so much of a corned beef fan, but if it's got sauerkraut with it, I'll eat it. And yeah,
sauerkraut's good.
Yeah. I kind of grew up on pork and sauerkraut, so.
As long as it's aged really good.
Yeah. Or if you cook it or you roast it or something, it can be out of the jar as long as it's not Polish style, and you put it in your crock pot, then it caramelizes.
What's Polish style?
Polish style has a different flavor. It's not.
The one I buy all the time is called wine sauerkraut.
Okay.
And that could be the Polish style one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would liken the difference between regular sauerkraut and Polish style is somewhat similar to like a dill pickle and a bread and butter pickle. It's got a little bit different flavor.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. A little sweeter. Yeah. So, not a big fan of the Polish one though. But.
Okay, so the sauerkraut I get is really freaking sour.
Okay. Yeah, that's what you want.
I like it all.
Yeah. I like sardines too.
My father likes sardines.
Ugh. Yeah, sardines. My dad used to clear the house growing up. And if my mom wasn't home, that's when he would eat them in the house. If she was home, she would kick them out into the backyard to eat the sardines.
I don't understand. It tastes. It smells and tastes just like tuna fish. I don't get it.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
tuna is better than sardines.
Oh man, all those omega-3s.
And growing up, there was a time where my dad was out of work for 2 years, and he used to stay home and do all the work around the house, and he would make us sandwiches for school.
Yes.
He's the kind of guy that would, if you opened a can of salmon,
mm-hmm.
and it comes with all the bones and the backbones in it,
yeah,
he would leave that crap in there. So you get to school and you bite into what's a beautiful salmon sandwich, and there's a crunch. So
man.
Your lunch is in the garbage.
Oh man, that is bad.
He's like, I like that.
See, I'd like to go to New York and have a sardine prepared by the gourmet people out there that do it. Because I've seen videos on YouTube of what they can do with a sardine, where you got the head still on the fish, and you eat, and it's a larger fish. It's like about the size of maybe about 2/3 the length of your forearm, and it's on a plate, and it's got the stuff you're supposed to eat with it and all that. And I'd like to try that, because the only sardines I've ever eaten are the ones out of the can.
I'm sorry, sardines are meant as fish bait. For real fish.
Yeah. Yeah, some people have an aversion to small fish. Out here in Wisconsin, one of the things we fish for. What's that?
I'm sorry, I meant to get it before. Do you like smelts?
Yes.
Oh yeah. If you like sardines, then you must love smelts. Yeah, back to it.
Smelts are like little fish French fries. I mean, does anybody know what we're talking about here?
You guys probably eat minnows too, don't you?
That's what smelts are, basically. They're minnows.
I don't think they do, man. They're not exactly prime seafood.
Yeah. But yeah, they have smelt fries up in Antigua and other places, and that's good. But that's a seasonal thing around here. No, but when people go fishing around here, they typically get bluegills and sunfish, and those are the smaller fish, and they fillet them, and you got a plate of 3 or 4 of them. And that's what you eat. Yeah.
Man, I'm hungry and I want a good fish fry now.
There's no such thing.
I don't find fish at all.
JP's not like fish, I'm hearing.
Yes,
another thing
fish fries.
You know what's wrong? is
What's
when you go ahead and order like Chinese food,
Mhm.
and they put that stank ass fish sauce on your Chinese food.
Mm,
It smells like
What?
rotting fish.
yeah.
I just want to.
Oh wait, you're talking about the white sauce?
No, it's a dark black sauce,
Oh,
and it smells like if you've gone
oh, you're
fish.
talking about eel sauce? It's like gooey, like maple syrup almost.
I don't know if it's eel sauce, but they call it fish sauce.
It's probably a euphemism.
No, it's not actual eel sauce. Yeah.
That's kind of like how, when you go to the store and you see shrimp and then you have shrimp that's been deveined. That's not a vein that's in the other shrimp. That's its shit tube.
Yeah,
But they call it a vein. It's been deveined.
it's
You know.
detergent.
Yeah. So I mean that's just a euphemism. That's a deliberate misdirection so that people won't get grossed out by eating that shit.
Yeah, same thing when you eat lobster.
Yep.
I don't do lobster or crab.
If you don't peel out the back, you get a female. All that those eggs, the orange little part, that's all their eggs. And they have a shithole as well.
Yeah. Most creatures do.
Lobster or crab because they're bottom feeders.
Mm.
Same with crayfish or crawfish.
Yeah.
But I will do shrimp for some reason. Deep fried shrimp in dipping sauce. That's the only way I'll eat it.
In small doses, I will do that. Go ahead, LDG.
Oh no, I was just gonna make a joke that I love shrimp as long as it's not baby shrimp.
Well, it's kind of funny because in other parts of the country, if the shrimp isn't the smallest you've ever seen, it's called a prawn. It's like a great big, huge, piece of shrimp. Jumbo shrimp, for example. In Australia, they call those prawns.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hell no, fish sauce is not the same as soy sauce, Night Breeze. Soy sauce is good.
Yeah, no, soy sauce is different. Yeah, I think you're talking about eel sauce because it does have like a. I have it on my sushi.
Cinnabon Bunny said it's fish sauce is fermented fish juice.
Or not.
So basically rotted fish.
Yeah, aged to
Why would
perfection.
anyone put that on anything?
It smells the same as up here when you go fishing and people leave the goddamn dead fish on the banks.
Yeah, apparently to some people in the world that smells good. The Asians do a lot of things we don't do. So, for example, Pepsi actually has a special brand of soda that they only serve in Japan. It's called Cucumber Pepsi. It's green, and it tastes like cucumbers.
Damn, that might be good.
I wouldn't mind trying it.
Because cucumbers always taste good. And they've got a high water
Has anyone tried if I'm saying ostrich eggs?
No.
Not me.
Little blue eggs. They look like little robin eggs.
Ostrich eggs, aren't they giant?
Yeah, I thought they were bigger.
Wait, is it ostrich?
Ostrich eggs are giant eggs.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but I've heard of the little blue eggs. I think I've seen them too.
Yeah,
Right?
they're really different. They're little. They look like those little like you peel them apart and they're chocolate. They look like those, and you just
Right.
crack it. You crack the top
in the tin foil.
Yeah, and the tin foil, right? You just crack the top and you just douse it like a shot. Some people put sriracha. You put a couple drops of sriracha and you down it. I was at my sushi place and my sushi chef introduced me. And he's like, "Yeah, try one." I'm like, "What the hell is that? They look like little gremlin egg, like little little monster eggs. What the hell are those?" Like, "Oh no, these are good." Tried one, put a little sriracha in there, downed it. Man, that thing was awesome. Oh my god!
Tried those what's called 1,000-year-old eggs, and I like those.
Are you sure those weren't robin eggs, LDG?
No, because you can get them at the. I don't know. I'm looking it up right now because
Were they quail eggs?
they're okay. Those are huge. Okay, they're definitely not ostrich eggs. I think I got the species wrong. Yeah, I think I got the species wrong. It's oyster ostrich. Damn it.
Osprey. Osprey?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it would be osprey because isn't that?
No, they're not osprey.
Did you eat a bald eagle's egg?
I'm looking. Sparrow? No.
Yeah, probably.
Trying to Google it.
What? Look for whatever city's pigeon egg you live in.
Just looked at quail eggs. They look like
Quail. That I bet you that. I think that's
They're
it.
not
I think
blue.
they're quail eggs. Quail. I think that might be it.
Quail eggs aren't blue.
They're not.
Oh, some of them are.
Well, no. Okay. They're not a single color. They look like. I think these are them. They're spotted and whatnot. Yeah, I think these are them.
Yeah, they're spotted.
Yeah, these look like them.
Are blue.
Some of them are blue. Yes.
The blue one.
They weren't a single color.
So quail. That's pigeon eggs you're eating, man.
Yeah, they were good, man.
Thanks.
Those are some good eats.
Quail and pigeon, same thing.
And
Yes,
dove.
sir.
Quail eggs. You get them at Publix. Yep, that's what they were.
Quail eggs, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Well, you're one sick fuck, LG.
Yeah, man.
No, I'm just kidding.
I told you, I'd try some human meat if we could 3D print it.
It's probably the sriracha mask the taste.
Yeah, well, you can't 3D print meat for bird because he has to have a soul to it.
Send LDG some Rocky Mountain oysters. That'll keep them happy.
I love oysters, brother. Oh, oysters, clams. Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
LDG has no clue what Rocky Mountain oysters are.
Rocky Mountain oysters are not those. Let me tell you.
Rocky.
That was right. Pigeons are rats with wings. Although technically so are bats.
Mom probably wants to know if any of you have ever tried pizzle.
Nope.
What?
Oh, can't say I have.
No, they're all
Yes,
none of them have had pizzle.
Oh, yeah. No, thank you. I'll pass on those. Appreciate it, though.
Oh, you know what they are.
Yeah, now I do. Yep. Oh, yeah. Check, please.
Somebody finally tell LGD what a Rocky Mountain oyster was?
Yeah, it's essence of the male. Yes.
Yeah, it's either calf or hog nut.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
I'm glad you all knew what they were.
They're actually good.
Thank you.
LDG, I bet you'd eat some good
I eat some what?
head cheese.
Oof.
I don't know, man. I can't even like
You grew up in a deli, so you should know what head cheese is.
I mean I can't even like I wanted to try like cow tongue once, but no, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And yeah, head cheese ain't gonna happen either. No, thank you.
Well, do you have liver?
Sorry, what?
Liver? Have you had liver?
I can't. My body rejects liver.
Liver.
I'll puke immediately. Yeah, I'll puke immediately. Anything like liver, tongue, brains.
I'll eat
Uh,
liver.
Yeah,
Mister, I'm going to eat human meat, but you can't hold down liver or tongue.
I'll try human meat, not human liver or human gizzards or anything like
Guys,
that.
you
No.
heard it here first. LGG will become a cannibal.
No. 3D printed.
And
No one dies. It's completely. I'll try it, and that's it.
Yeah, not me.
that's different. How?
We'll get Alexander to get you some human meat.
I doubt we'll be able to figure out how to 3D print meat by the time I pass on to my next life. But
No, I
Never
have
know.
not eaten haggis either. No haggis.
The best is
Yes.
when you have tongue, you take the tongue and chase around your sibling with it. I've never done that.
okay.
The giant cow tongue. You chase your sibling around, they get all scared. It's hilarious.
No monkey brains. None of that stuff. But seafood, I'll cross the bar with some seafood though.
He
Okay.
sees food, he eats it.
I've had some octopus. I've had, yeah, totally.
Yeah, the alligator tail. That's pretty good.
I've had that. It's okay, but it comes with an aftertaste after a while. Like I can have it as an appetizer, and that's about it. And it has to have special sauce with it.
When we were in England, I had a lot of langoustine.
Mr. Londell, coming from Mr. Londell, the time traveler.
Mar just creeped us all out and says human tastes like chicken. Everybody knows that.
I heard you taste like chicken.
I heard it tastes like pork. It's more believable.
I tried mussels once. I was sick for 24 hours.
I heard it tastes like peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter jelly.
Time.
Mr. CCTV says, monkey brains.
No, you don't want to eat monkey brains because then you start throwing your poop.
I mean, you know that they already got stem cell research, for God's sakes, cells reproducing into certain organs and stuff. So we're not that far away.
Boy, I'm shocked. Anti-Trekker is still not around.
He's probably playing.
Thanks for talking.
It's also Joshua's birthday. Yeah.
Well, that was today, right? Joshua's birthday was today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
today.
Don't ask Bird's theory on Joshua either.
well, the cat's out of the bag now.
Meow.
Wasn't a theory. It was a.
Observation.
No, not even observation. A question.
Okay.
Yeah, Bird's live stream, he questioned whether or not Joshua was really Anti-Trekker's son.
I don't know what he looks like, so I don't know. What, is he good looking or something?
Richie Poole says Soylent Green.
It's people.
Yeah.
Soylent Green is people.
God damn it. Now I want a liverwurst sandwich.
That's right. Ostrich is a bird, and it's tasty too.
One ostrich egg makes an awesome giant omelet.
It does.
Bet you
And then the egg is so big. You can,
But does it taste any good? You know, that's the thing.
It's not bad.
Put
Well, I know-
ketchup on it, it'll taste the same.
I know this family that lives on a lake, and they have ducks, and they make omelets from the duck eggs, and they don't taste like chicken eggs. Let me tell you.
Oh, they don't.
well, ducks don't taste like chicken, so I would be not surprised their eggs don't taste like chicken eggs.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they do taste delicious.
Turtle mackerel actually has different tastes depending upon which part of the turtle you're eating.
Why would anybody eat any part of a turtle?
Because they're hungry.
Turtle
Turtle's
soup.
good.
Turtle.
Rattlesnake tastes pretty good.
That's what I've heard.
You guys ever hear of cholent? And if so, have you ever had any?
Tiki is going to back up Bird's theory and say Dr. Alex is Josh's father's, hence the British accent. It's science.
No wonder he gives him so much special favoritism. Wow. That's an interesting theory.
Shark fin soup tastes like nothing.
I would never eat anything from a shark. The shark doesn't have a bladder system the way that most other, creatures do. So basically, it just kind of spreads its urine throughout its tissues of its body. So when you're eating shark fin, you're basically, eating shark piss.
It was
And there goes the
expensive thing on the menu, and our boss at the time basically gave us full run of You can order whatever you want off the menu.
Wow.
Okay, there's some shenanigans going on here.
Why?
I've jumped up 3 subs during this live stream.
Oh, that's me. I did that for you.
Oh, I just realized I can help your live stream out by having both my channels watching.
Shenanigans.
And what?
Horse tastes like cow.
Horse tastes like dog food.
Horse is a big thing to
Yeah.
eat over in
Did you
Europe.
eat the dog food to find out?
And you can tell every restaurant that serves horse in like France and Belgium and stuff because they have a horse head outside on the front of their restaurants.
Have you ever had an alcoholic beverage from Russia and some of those Slavic countries called kumis?
Nope.
Oh yeah, I go there all the time.
It's a fermented dairy product. It's horse's milk. It's an alcoholic beverage made from horse's
I
milk.
was going to say horse jizz.
It's specifically a mare, obviously, because a male won't produce the milk. But yeah,
Didn't Alexander stream, was it today or yesterday?
I don't know.
Yes, Mr. Londell, cooking horse is still legal in Europe.
You
See, these
can
are
call
all
it
things that I've
backwards,
never
sick
tried and never
bastard.
plan and never will.
There's places in the United States you can get horse meat to eat.
yeah, dog food plants.
No,
There's
you can
places in the United States you can have bald eagle.
Oh, it's
Okay,
the American,
still
it's the
get it.
American bird. Doesn't mean that we can't eat it, right?
Not if you get a 3D print.
Benjamin Franklin wanted the turkey to be the
Right.
national bird.
Yeah, he did because it was more
Bringing it
useful.
to America.
Yeah.
Mar, I have a friend that's a DJ with me on the radio station. She lives in Belgium. She says there's restaurants there all the time that sell and cook horse meat in the restaurants.
Wow.
She says they still do it in France too.
Don't see a problem with it.
They eat frogs there too.
Yeah, but the frogs taste like goddamn chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, ate some growing up.
I don't want to eat Kermit the Frog though.
Oh, don't worry. These are real frogs. The first, I think, the first or second episode of, third episode of Duck Dynasty was all about them, catching frogs for a meal. And they had frog legs at the end of the show.
Yep.
Showed them in a basket.
Never watched Duck Dynasty.
I liked it. It was a good show.
And Uncle Si can sing a hell of a Mr. Grinch.
That was all with that so-called fake reality TV show.
Well, reality TV is nothing more than TV, just filmed in a different way than, say, a sitcom is. I mean, a lot of people who think that reality TV is supposed to be real, that you're missing the whole point. It's filmed in a way to look like it's raw footage.
Yeah, but to me,
There's
reality
nothing real- there's nothing real about reality TV.
Right, because it's TV.
no, you don't get it though. To me, reality TV was like JFK when he got shot.
You were alive for that?
Sure.
Okay.
No, I wasn't. Of course not. That's
Yeah,
not-
if you'd said Reagan getting shot, I would have been fine. But JFK?
'Cause I didn't think of Reagan getting shot because he survived.
Well, right, but he got shot.
It doesn't count.
I mean, we haven't had a live death on television.
It happened.
No, but we've had live deaths on Twitter.
Yeah, but I don't Twitter.
Yeah, I don't Twitter either. And apparently Twitch is running into the same DCMA problem that YouTube has had now for a while. Now all of a sudden people are getting their videos pulled and their streams taken down because
They're being more strict.
they're it used to be you could just play any music you wanted on your stream and it didn't matter.
Yeah, but now the record companies are greedy for more money, so they're gonna.
Well, the record companies are used to a certain bottom line, and they haven't had it since digital music became a thing. You look back, when I was growing up, 70s, 80s, if you wanted music, you either did two things. You listened to the radio and waited for them to play it, or you went to the store and you bought a copy. And as soon as they started putting music on compact discs, suddenly a loophole was created where this, because you're legally entitled to a backup of every software you own, so people are able to back up. That's considered software. So that was what led to the whole Napster thing, and basically, I mean, we don't have music stores here anymore, and the music industry has taken a humongous nosedive. I mean, the mafia.
It was their fault for putting their music on freaking copyable media.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, yeah. I remember it was the mid '90s. The first burner came available up here, a CD burner.
Mm-hmm.
I went and spent close to $800 on it, bought a shit ton of blanks, and proceeded to sell discs for $5 a pop.
Yeah.
And then I made my money back in no time for the burner.
Yeah.
Well, there was another thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Then artists decided to say, "Oh, I just want to make money off copying media." That's all they're making the money on is just making backups of their songs instead of actually getting paid to, I don't know, perform.
Mm-hmm.
How is Mortimus this evening? Can't ignore the chat, folks.
One of the reasons why rock bands would travel and play live was because a lot of the artists didn't make enough money off of the record sales.
They shouldn't have.
Right. And so if you have an act that, like Nirvana, which did not sound anything like they did on their albums when they were alive, because there's only 3 guys. They had a bit of an issue. They had to go on tour to make money because they weren't making enough money off the record sales, because that was all going to the record labels. Now it's all different. I mean, most new acts, they don't go on tour,
They should.
Yeah, they don't. A lot of their music is studio, made in the studio, and it really can't be replicated live.
And also growing up during the 80s, it's like there was so many tapes I had to buy over and over again because I wore them out.
Yeah.
So
early 80s or early 90s, they started to open up these used CD stores.
Yeah.
And that was the problem for the record industry, because they'd always had used record stores before, but the record albums, if you didn't take care of them, they would sound worse as the older they got. But with a CD, they didn't, and unless you scratched the hell out of it, it was just as a used CD sounded just as good as a new CD, and that was when a lot of record labels started saying, hey, it does say all rights reserved on the disc. And of course the argument on one side was, well, I bought that disc, it's mine, I can do with it what I want. Yeah, but you don't own the content, and so when people would go onto Napster and upload it or download it, whatever they were doing, that is effectively broadcasting that music, and you're not allowed to broadcast it because not with the rights.
Effectively backing it up. No, you can't say you don't own the rights unless you put it on something that isn't copyable.
Yeah.
They're calling apples as oranges, for God's sakes, man. That's crap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say good night, guys. So
night, Bird.
Good night, guys.
Night, Bird. Take care, bud.
Take care, all. Couple of
content
is a bunch of ones and zeros. That's hilarious.
Exactly. Another thing about the used CD market was you'd pay $20 for your brand new CD, or else you could go into the used CD store and get 2 used CDs or 3 for like $7 each.
Yep.
Yeah, I
You know,
just noticed that Zachary that Rambling went live.
This is why one of the things I was working on when I was doing my early coding was figuring out how to encrypt a file so that, like, okay, so for instance today, right, if you compress or encrypt a file, the file you actually get is a translation of the original data. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I've come up with an encryption that the file you get, how do I say this, is not in any way related to the actual file. And then if you ran the algorithm, all you would get is a whole bunch of random numbers. So you're able to turn a file into an algorithm that does not equal the actual data, and the data that you would pull from is a core of absolute random numbers. So there is no way of knowing what that file is unless you had the proper decryption process. Let's just say that.
Okay, so the other thing I could think of like the way the music industry could have handled it is making something so that the moment that file is copied, that it's got a built-in degradation time signature. Where you know what I'm trying to get at. It's like after so many days or so many hours, it's no longer readable.
They had CDs like that, but they failed.
Yeah.
They had discs that auto corroded when it got into light or air. Sorry, air, and they failed horribly. And no, didn't work at all. Or I mean, obviously it didn't work, right? Or else we'd be seeing it like right now. But they can't break the fact they have to come up with lies in order to say it's content when it's a whole bunch of ones and zeros.
Well, even right now, like some of the cheaper CDs that I'd bought in the past are no longer readable, even if they're in immaculate condition.
Well, I have no clue about that. All my CDs are just fine.
Like anything from the mid 2000s, like early 2000s, where you'd pay like $50 for a stack of 100 CDs.
Oh, wait a second. You're talking about, you had RWs, not Rs. You had magnetic CDs.
No, CDRs.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Absolutely sure.
Absolutely sure. They were Mitsumi.
Were they? What color were they?
I don't have the
Purple?
stack in front of me right now. Not,
I mean,
but
they
were not RWs.
Okay, but I'm just saying, because there was like 5 different colors of CDs, even the RWs, and if you had like the purple ones, they were like the horrible ones. That might be true, but if you had the good quality ones, they should be just fine. You know how they had like purple, silver, black.
Yeah.
They had all different colors, and that was the quality.
To find.
And a lot of people don't know that it wasn't the bottom of the CD; it was the top of the CD.
Yep.
It was the top of the CD that you could not scratch.
Oh, trust me, I found that out with a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah, the bottom is just plastic. Nothing there.
Tried to scratch my name into the top of it. Goddamn game was no longer readable.
But that's the problem today, because they can scan a zip file and know what's in the zip file, because the zip file contains the damn file. That's why I want to see this algorithm in play where everything comes. I call it irrational encryption, because it gets decompressed from an irrational set of numbers. If you guys know what an irrational set of numbers are. And it would make it impossible to know what that file is just by reading the data. Literally impossible, even to a quantum computer. But another topic I'll be talking about on my channel. It took me years to figure out a formula that actually worked. I'd like to see them try to do anything about that.
Just
Uh-oh.
make sure it doesn't get leaked.
No, well, no, trust me, it's not exactly a simple thing. It took me years to figure out how to generate any file from an irrational set of numbers. An irrational number, if anybody's asking, is a number that goes on forever and does not repeat, or does not repeat or start over again. Like pi. I don't know if you knew this, but pi. I'm pretty sure you guys still don't have a clue what I'm talking about. Pi has every single number in it. Your phone number.
There's only 10.
Your age. Huh?
There's only 10 numbers, 1 through 9. Everything else is a variant of that. So I mean,
yes.
So you can't have a irrational number that goes on forever because the numbers never repeat because there's only 9 it can use.
Hello.
No, of course, pi does not repeat. Goes on forever.
I know it is because it represents the circumference of a circle, but
there are other irrational numbers as well. That still pi is just one of them.
Right.
There are other irrational numbers.
What did you say it represented, Darren?
It represents a circle.
Well, the formula for pi represents the circle, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you just can't say pi because that's technically incorrect.
Pi cannot be infinite because I've ate it before and I always run out.
Yeah, most people round it off to 3.14 and then they stop there, but it actually goes on forever.
Okay, and the
ignore my joke.
I'm sorry.
Was that a joke? I'm sorry. I thought you were just confused.
I thought you were actually being serious.
You're a DJ? I'm just kidding. Do you like? Are you like an AM radio DJ?
I just play music.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. Darren ignored my joke too.
So, you told the joke too?
Yeah, I did.
When?
I'm about ready to boot them all out of this. They can go over to Rambling.
When I asked you, what did you say? And you said something about circle.
That's right. The People's Champ loves pi.
Yeah.
Well,
you in order to find the circumference of something, you need to be able to use pi to get the most accurate answer you can.
Yes.
Zachary likes apple pie.
Submarine navigation is all circles and triangles. So you use pi all the time.
Oh,
yep.
Or most of pi.
And that's the secret of that. That is the key on how to encrypt something. Because unless you look at pi exactly the same way, you'll never be able to unbreak the code. But it's even deeper than that. I've gotten it pretty damn deep.
So deep he's wearing rubber boots. I don't know. I think I'm going to end the stream. Rambling's on. I feel kind of bad that he's on. And
damn Rambling called me Pickles.
What kind of show is Rambling do?
Same thing we're doing right now.
This isn't his Star Trek review night, or?
Nope.
I don't think so.
Okay.
This is where he's just got people up on the panel and they're rambling.
Okay.
I can even throw the link into the chat for you.
No, I subscribe to Rambling. I'm a good guy.
Well, somebody that might not be a good one. We've been on here for over 2 hours now. Plus the 2.5 hours this morning. That's 5.5 hours I've been on.
What?
Is he up there?
Plus Anti-Trucker, if he's done with Joshua, will be going on soon anyway, and everybody will go over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll go on tonight.
You don't think so?
No.
It's money.
It's the kid's birthday.
Well, that don't stop him. He'll just come in late.
It's his 20th, isn't it? It's his 20th birthday?
I think so.
20th.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not like they're staying outside late anyway.
It's not like they're drinking.
No,
Yeah, that too.
Or nothing like. I doubt Josh will ever drink anyway, but
Oh, come on.
I mean, Chuck E. Cheese is closed at what?
it's not open.
Gotta show him the dark side before he can see the light.
I just bit my nail.
Let's head over to Ramblings and annoy him for a while.
10 for it.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Okay.
Let's head
All right,
over to-
guys.
do the link in the chat. Let's go raid them. Let's go raid Rambling and tell them I sent you. Bye.
Later.
Bye.